Hi everyone, welcome back to the next installments of Agents Unmasked, and I'm being joined today by Philip Davis from Straight Jacket Productions. And I'm sure most of you will know of Philip, at least know of his amazing products, and that's the amazing recreated sticker sheets that he's done for a range of vehicles. And we're going to go into lots of details today on those. But first up, welcome to the show, Phil. How are you doing?
Hello, mate. Thanks for having me.
How are things on your side of the world?
Cold, dark. Otherwise tolerable, given we're in the middle of a global disaster.
I know. So, I mean, and I guess one of the good things that has come of it, if there is anything good that can come, is the MASK community has grown a little bit stronger and closer. And I've got my stuff set up and I've gotten to know you better. And I really kind of bring that down to setting up my site, which got the two of us in contact with one another. And also, I want to put a shout out to Arthur, who actually recommended you to me at the same time.
You know what? I would say Arthur as well, because he suggested to me that I drop you a line. So immense gratitude.
Yeah, it was two ways. He told me contact you, and then he told you contact me, and we kind of got together. And since then, not only have I bought your sticker sheets, used your amazing sticker sheets, but we've also kind of gone and done some other stuff, and we have a few more things planned, which we might chat about later on as well.
And we've become friends.
And we've become friends, which is the most important part of that. Yeah, definitely. So I think today, as all my episodes, we want to talk about M.A.S.K and focus on M.A.S.K. I see a lot of Transformers behind you, but I also see on your right shoulder, that is your right? Yes.
That is, yeah.
Yes.
Let's check.
That's your, well, on Zoom, sometimes things get swapped around. Yeah. So that's your amazing M.A.S.K collection. But
it's a very small portion of it. Basically, I haven't lived here a great amount of time, and in the previous house I had them all out because I own all the M.A.S.K toys. That is my first love. M.A.S.K and Star Trek, I guess. And so I have some of them down at any given time. I'm really into handling them. I love the design and the engineering, so I just kind of have what I can down at any given time, and then I'll rotate them and swap them around. And the only other thing there was any room for in here was my G1 Transformers, which are just up there and on the case. But I do have a few more recent ones as well, just there.
And you've got a really
it's just
nice.
What I can fit. But yeah, I went up to the loft yesterday to get Outlaw for the video, and I have to say I had so much fun setting it up again because it looks great.
No, I know exactly what you mean. It's just being able to feel the toys in your hands, get to play with them, press the buttons, have a look at them. It's, that experiential experience as opposed to just watching something. So, I mean, I want to bring you.
I love the box art, and I do. I love the box art so much. I cut them all up and stuck them all over my bedroom walls as a kid, unfortunately. And I do have a handful, and I think the paintings themselves and the style of the boxes are absolutely iconic.
Yeah.
But for me, it's all about holding it in your hand, the design. I mean, they've become such a, in hindsight as well, of course. I mean, at the time they were model, of course, people forget, but in hindsight, they are really a slice of America's 80s Americana. Well, here he is holding a Japanese car. But yeah, Ford Bronco. Here we go.
Yeah.
We'll do it again. Actually, don't worry. But yeah, there you go. I mean, the Rhino particularly, like a number of the vehicles are just so, Thunderbolt, Gator. I like design, and I like, things that, when you press buttons, things spring out and stuff. That's awesome.
I mean, you pressed the right one, Manta. I think her mechanism is, I don't know whether it's a boy or a girl, the vehicle, but its mechanism is one of the most satisfying ones to press because it's so, like instant gratification, and it's just instant boom.
It springs out.
Yeah, it's fast. It hits home. But yeah, no, I mean, we're here to talk M.A.S.K, and I want to know, what was your first introduction to M.A.S.K? Because we briefly chatted the other day, and you had a slightly different route. I know a lot of us, I mean, I can speak for myself. My first introduction was the cartoons, and the cartoons are what kind of got me excited to get the toys. What was your route?
Similar with most folk, I had to go to school on a Saturday, so I didn't watch the cartoon, and I fell in love with the toys via the box art in a toy shop. I can't remember exactly which my first M.A.S.K vehicle was. Probably Condor or Piranha. I remember having both of those very early, but I was quite singular about it, and I became aware of UK comics. I watched them. I read them. Not frequently. I didn't have them on order or anything. I would go down to the paper shop on my bike or whatever and pick one up when I sporadically. I also read these. There's a series of 7 books, very well written. I remember I even wrote a book review, and these are all mine originally from when I was a kid.
Awesome.
I'm so glad I kept them.
Yeah.
And they're excellent. And obviously some of them, maybe all of them, I'm not altogether sure, but Panda Power, Everglades Oddity, they were episodes also.
They are.
So I was one of these people. Yeah, I read the book and then I watched the episode.
Yeah.
And I became aware of who the characters were, like Matt living in a mansion, blah, blah, via the cartoon later on. And there may still be some episodes of the cartoons I've never watched. I still have them all on DVD, but my fiance gets a bit funny about me taking up the TV to watch 30-year-old cartoons. But yeah, these books are great.
Yeah.
And I learned quite a lot. You know, you get a sympathy for Scott and T-Bob because they're quite featured prominently in most of these. And for me, the thing that I loved about Mask as well was the international destinations. I think David picked up on that a little bit in your interview with him.
Yeah.
You learn so much through this cartoon, when I did start watching the cartoon, about Brazil or China or Peru. And you're actually learning without having it forced down your throat, like in a lot of modern, shows and stuff. It's sort of education without, it's just on the sidelines, really. Yeah. And one of the reasons I love Mask as well, particularly the Venom side of things, is because they were just incredibly unlucky. Miles would have, spent months working on this supreme plan to create some amazing thing or steal some remarkable gem or artifact from somewhere. And Matt would only end up foiling it because he happened to be in that part of the world at that time on a philanthropic mission. That's bad luck.
Yeah.
And so I kind of always welcomed Venom, and also with the toys, actually, if you count them, Mask outnumber Venom.
They do.
Probably 2-1.
Yeah, quite a bit.
There's certainly a lot more Mask agents than Venom agents. So yeah, I'm totally with Venom, and yeah, like Miles was just incredibly unlucky, and he had like a bunch of bungling buffoons as henchmen.
Yeah.
Although I like Sly Rax because he's so cool. He wears his sunglasses under his helmet. There's so much to love about it. So yeah, I also had my trusty clipboard, which I've been using for 30 years.
Wow.
And I think I put on Facebook quite recently that I've only just noticed, literally in the last few days, that Matt's chair has actually been stolen from the energy room there.
Oh.
So, and on the other side, it's got a lava shot, that is, so the 2 masks from Volcano, Bluster.
Well, I'll probably do is you send me over a picture, I'll put that on a little bit bigger on the screen. Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'll take a photo and send it over.
And we'll put that up. That's really cool. I haven't actually seen one of those. I wouldn't say in person, because I guess this is as close to us in person as we can come during the pandemic. But even online, I remember vaguely glimpsing it, but I haven't seen that particular one before. So that's really cool. And that's quite interesting.
It did come in a clip file, a big clip file, but years ago the clip bits broke, so it got chucked. But I kept this, and it's still good. It's got a little hanger on it. It's a good product, and I actually love it. I still use it. I mean, I wrote the script for my Star Trek movie on it, so it's been with me a long time. Seen a lot of work. There
was a lot of merchandise that came out, and it was made by so many different companies, and I've only got some erasers left over, which came from local, and some drinking bottles, which were given away in petrol stations with petrol giveaways. So we had quite a few of these kind of unique things in Singapore. But yeah, around the world, there's so many cool country-specific, region-specific giveaways and toys and merchandise, which really made
As a rule, I didn't have, I think that was it. I've got the books clearly and the clipboard, but I don't remember owning anything else Mask apart from the toys. I was adamant that I wanted the toys, and I had Mask. I had 3 lots of toys. I had Mask, Lego, and Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Throughout my entire childhood, a couple of other bits and pieces that family would buy or whatever. But I always asked for a Mask toy from any relative, and over the years, I managed to collect virtually all of them, and I kept the Mask toys, and I'm so glad because I absolutely love them. And every time you get one out, even if it's just been a few months, let alone a few years, to handle them again and see them and see the guys, because I love the figures. I love how articulated they are. I love that I can still remember all of their names. I can still remember all of the Mask names. I can still remember all of their code names. Like, properly fanatical about it. Absolutely love it.
That's amazing. I mean, I know what you mean. Looking at the boxes I love the box art. So I'm a huge collector of box art, which is why I've got all the boxes behind me.
Yeah, they're
but
awesome.
Picking up the toys and feeling them and checking out their transformation was just like awesome. Yeah, it really brings back the memories, and not only that, they're just so well built. They're just brilliant.
Yeah, they're solid, rock
Yeah,
solid.
they are.
The design's great. I mean, there's no concern for. I know they redesigned the mask, but for things like choking hazards. I mean, if you look at some of the little guns that came with, say, the adventure packs, like the little red Venom's Revenge things, like how easy some of these bits are to hoover up. You know, it's amazing. So many of them are still around, but they were mass produced in their millions at a price point to try and be affordable.
Yeah.
So that, you know, and a lot of people may have had, you know, one or two, even if it's just Condor or Thunderhawk.
I would love to actually be able to come in contact with someone in Kenner who could give us a ballpark figure of how many of each unit sold. It'd be just an interesting number to know. That'd be really fun.
Be super interesting.
I would imagine Condor and Piranha would be probably the guys on the top of the list, because they were also my first ones. I remember getting Condor and Piranha. And
they're that entry price point. I mean, they were
exactly
designed to be, you know, the cheapest ones in the line to sort of get a hook in.
And they're one of the main protagonists and antagonists in the cartoon, right? So if you're watching that, and as you said, price point plus advertising, which the cartoons were 22-minute adverts, it was perfect for Kenner. It was a good combination that worked well for them, and
winning combination. I mean, with the cartoon, I love the cartoon. I loved, you know, you see particularly in the theme where you see them actually transforming. You see Switchblade actually turning from helicopter to jet in midair, which is something you can't easily recreate with a toy. And I thought that was so cool. I mean, I think some of the toys were a bit understated in the cartoon. Some of them were a bit overused. I think Razorback was probably a bit overused once you got to the racing series. And actually, I mean, we'll may talk about the racing series, but you know, I love the cartoon. But I mean, I am willing to believe that M.A.S.K are a secret organization. Matt is a billionaire philanthropist. All of these people have day jobs. At least the M.A.S.K agents do. It's not really covered what the Venom agents do. The rest of the time, they're full-time criminals.
Venom was your favorite. Did you have a favorite character? You mentioned Sly but is there any?
Sly, Vanessa, I think, because she was portrayed very well in the cartoon as the femme fatale, and I think they did that wonderfully. Her voice was great. Everything about her was great. She was sexy as well. Obviously, was a very young kid. You don't sort of notice, but as an adult collector, you do.
Yep.
I think probably of the M.A.S.K agents, Bruce was my favorite.
Okay.
Because he was a toy designer, and I always wanted to be a toy designer. I wrote a very long letter to Ken and Parker as a kid. And regrettably, I never got a reply. I came up with all sorts of designs for new M.A.S.K toys and Ghostbusters toys as a kid. And I would send, you know, I wrote them all down and stuff, and perhaps they never got sent. But there's a circular irony, actually, that I kind of enjoy, a sort of poetry to the fact that I liked Bruce. He's a toy designer. And here I am, almost 40 years later, actually designing new elements for these very toys that sort of inspired me to fall in love with design. You know, that's cool, I think. So Bruce was my favorite, and Alex as well, because he was the token Brit. Bruce, and with the baddies, I like Bruno too. I mean, I really like Lester actually as well. I mean, Lester, in fact, I'm changing my mind actually. I think Lester is probably my favorite, partly because he was only available in one
vehicle,
one toy, and also because he was just a lunatic. Which makes me laugh, you know. And his mask fires loads of mud. And these guns fire loads of mud. Now that's funny. You know, you can't argue with that.
That's true. Mudslinger mask.
Yeah. I'll put him back in his garage. But...
What about vehicle? That becomes a bit harder, right?
That is really difficult. I should have thought about this. It changes across the whole line. It's got to be Outlaw. Venom needed a base. Outlaw serves that purpose. It looks amazing in both modes. It's very understated. I like the toys that are understated in their sort of civilian mode and then sort of go crazy in Outlaw. And also I like the ones that they actually would potentially be possible to build in real life. An Outlaw, you could do that. Rhino, you could. Manta would be difficult. Jackhammer, you could. So there's a lot of them that you actually could. And my favourite vehicle does change periodically. So I love Boulder Hill, of course. Outlaw is generally my all-time fave. At the moment, it's probably Slingshot. I think, just because I think it's awesome. I just love it.
I mean, it's really two toys in one, and kind of Slingshot would be the ultimate split seconds.
Yeah,
because you really
as would
have
Rhino. Rhino
yeah.
divides off into a little vehicle too,
and then buzz it
I think
into
both
multiple.
of those show what, as does Piranha.
Yeah,
and a number of them do. So I don't know really why they felt the need to introduce the split seconds as a thing, or not. You know, and the whole computed clone thing. You know, I have them all. I think they're cool. I mean, I think like some of them look really good, especially in their civilian modes. I think Wolf Beast looks wicked.
Yeah,
I think Stiletto. I mean, to have a Lamborghini in M.A.S.K is awesome. Undeniably.
Exactly.
Now, actually, with Stiletto, I mind it the least, actually, because I think that both the modes look quite cool when they're transformed. There's enough difference.
Yeah.
Although it's a bit odd that it sort of splits and then, you know, comes together. But
yeah.
I guess if the pilot's like a computer double with no mass, it doesn't really matter.
I would have liked to have seen how they did that in the animation, because that would have been cool to see. Because you mentioned before you liked how they did the transformation, and I collect animation cells, so it's always amazing to be able to get them together. It's really hard, but as you said, Razorback is the most common one, so I have him in full transformation. But my favorite one is to have Bulldog, and just seeing the animation steps, and I have it in my intro for the shows. You can see Bulldog transforming. It's just so nice.
I love the animation cells. I'd love one. I don't own any. I would love to though. I think they're really cool. I mean, that's a real slice of 80s, you know, nostalgia, replaceable, you know, original animation style. You know, I'm jealous.
But you know what's sad is why there aren't more around. It really should be like He-Man and Bravestar. There's buckets and tons of them around. M.A.S.K. DIC destroyed most of them as the story goes, and that's like with David with the artwork. Same with animation cells. You can imagine how much work, right? Each, what is it, 24 frames a second for the animation?
I can't believe that they just throw away the artwork. I mean, David's work is astonishing.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it is up there with the best comics ever.
Yeah.
Without doubt. And you know, for anyone to consider destroying, it's like burning books. There's something inherently wrong with it.
Yeah.
And when you get to a point when you're out of space, I mean, I suppose it was before the internet, so they couldn't just say, "Hey, does anyone want this stuff?" You know, they had to be transported and stored and then potentially catalogued and sold, and no one had the time to do it. I mean, it's a pity and it's short-sighted, but you know, it was a pity that my mum got rid of all my Ghostbusters toys. You know, so there's no point crying over spilt milk. You just have to cherish the ones that have survived. So all the boxes behind you empty then?
They've got toys inside it. Most are kind of either sticker unapplied or just opened loose with a loose figure inside.
Right. Yeah, all of mine are, as you know, like this, played with, and I enjoy setting them up occasionally and take a photo and stick it on the internet. But for me, it's all about handling them and holding them. And I think if you've got a mint in box and you don't have one that's, you know, one you can hold, that you're kind of also almost missing out. It'd be worth getting a little junker for you to press the button and pop things out.
What they can do, even if you get a junker that doesn't have the stickers on it, we can go get some stickers, custom stickers made like your sets.
Yeah.
So I think this is kind of like a nice natural path into it. And you've done a whole range. I've got a list here of all your sticker sheets, and I think you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've lost count. You've got like 12, 13, 14, 15?
Something like that, yeah. 14, coming up 16.
16,
maybe,
coming up 16, right? So, and what made you start this? What was your inspiration?
Well, I think that I was looking at Boulder Hill and I was looking at Billboard Blast, trusty old Billboard Blast. And I figured that given that the Snake Oil Outlaw is so, you know, you had the pit stop catapult for Snake Oil and you had the Billboard Blast for nothing. Yeah. I just decided to do for myself like a Venom version of Billboard Blast. Like I imagined that Venom had just gotten hold of the plans and decided to manufacture their own. Yeah. And the same with Pit Stop. Yep. So this is just a Boulder Hill version of Pit Stop Catapult, which I painted. Both of these have been painted, of course. Yep. And I just figured, well, I'll print some and see if anybody's interested. I mean, they're not die cut. These now are actually the ones that I'm doing for these. But yeah, I mean, this is just, it's 2 rectangular stickers. And, you know, I just designed this and redrew the snake. And then it comes with some extra control panels inside. And I just figured, well, so I called it the Balance of Power Project. And then, you know, I was looking at Boulder Hill and someone suggested to me online that I should do an upgrade kit for Boulder Hill. And actually, once you get inside it, I just ripped it apart, and because it comes apart so easy. And there's huge screens just gasping for for stickers. I was always disappointed as a kid that Boulder Hill didn't come with some form of energy room. So I was able to just draw one. And there's so many nice big spaces on the center inside Boulder Hill, more spaces, that I've actually got one of the Boulder Hill kits here.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to sit down and just go crazy for months and end up redrawing all the existing stickers. So this is like a real nice pin shot redraw of the helipad. But
so everything is custom redrawn. This is not traced.
Yeah. Yeah. There are no scans.
No scans.
No, it's all redraw, remeasure, completely fresh. So here you've got like, this goes on the back. You've got like a shuttle to track a mansion.
Yep.
You've got the energy room, which is real nice drawing. Then you've got the new helipad, but it's actually got a sort of a hidden H in it. There's all sorts of stuff. There's 4 sheets. It's a huge kit. It's 4 A4, and unfortunately, because it's A4, it costs quite a lot to post, especially to the United States.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then obviously you've got your toy accurate Boulder Hill, but then you've got your cartoon accurate Boulder Hill that goes on the back of the side, or whichever way you want. I mean, they're custom, so you can apply which ones you want. Extra stickers for the tower, for the pumps, for the cage. The cage stickers are here. This is kind of why it was too big to put on an A5. You've got these huge ones for the base plate, which creates.
So that's something I found strange. They really missed out. The details, I really just love that you've just done the floor, the base plate itself. That really makes it pop so differently. I mean, I've done my Boulder Hill, but to pull it up is a bit tough. I'll take some pics.
Yeah, and even redrawing the shop windows, I had a bit of fun because I've added an extra layer of mountain. So I really try hard to keep like the exterior looking how it looks. Yeah. But there's just a couple of little subtle differences. You've got a poster for Brad's concert. You've got like the reflection of a condor in the window. Yeah. I've replaced the sort of generic beans for Heinz beans and stuff. And there's a couple of extra little bits you get with it as well. There's like some stickers for Volcano and little gator tail light and stuff. So yeah, the Boulder Hill kit, and I just did that. And I thought, wow, I mean, and I bought a machine to... Let's pick these bits up. I bought a machine to cut them out. Yeah. And yeah, that was I guess 3 years ago. And that's kind of how it started. Okay. I suppose. And then I sort of looked and I was like, well, if that print job gets paid for, I'll do another one. Yeah, I decided because as a designer, I do design for print. I'd never done a chrome print job before. So because I kind of wanted to do a chrome print job, I chose 2 vehicles that I thought would look cool with chrome. And I ended up doing a jackhammer. Now, this has actually still got some prototypes on it. And actually, I'd misplaced some of them according to my own instructions. But I just redrew. There's the sheet here, actually. The jackhammer kit. Yeah. And then I spent ages looking for someone who would print them for me at a price that wasn't outrageous, and it was quite a lot, but it doesn't matter because people like them and they're cool. And so I've got little door cards, you've got number plates, exhaust pipes, all the details you'd expect, plus these stripes down the side, and then interior door cards, and the one there which adds sort of extra guns and searchlights, and then under here you've got like an actual jackhammer, which I thought would be a cool tool for him to have, and a fire hydrant. And then rear lights and forward detailing stuff on the back. And I did that alongside Goliath, which I haven't got down here because there wasn't room. But the Goliath kit's, it's like that. I mean, it is properly crammed. That's an A5 sheet, but that is crammed with stickers for Goliath. And there's full instructions on my website because when I do every kit, I do a full instruction sheet. I mean, this, you wouldn't be able to guess. It's too complicated. You need to look at the instructions to get them all right. But yeah, overwhelmingly good response. But it took... it takes a year or two, they're not making, the reason no one's done this in 35 years is because it doesn't make any money. So I'm not getting rich off this. It's not paying my mortgage. It is a fun hobby project because I like doing artwork for M.A.S.K. And, I'm genuinely touched and honored when somebody, be it in Malaysia or Mexico or wherever they are, or France and Germany, particularly I'm grateful to the support from people in France and Germany as well, and Holland, that they'll choose to spend, £10 or whatever of their hard-earned money and buy a kit from me and, spend a bit of time rediscovering an old favourite. That's what it's about. I think, I have had a new appreciation for Condor. Condor is one of the new kits I've just released. And even just spending like 45 minutes with this little guy or however long, sticking the new stickers on. This one's got, if I take I'll probably send you some photos, but under here it's got like a new sticker with retractable handlebars, lighting port.
Yeah,
it's got like a antimatter storage tank and exhaust thrusters under there and a few little extra details on here. And even that, I mean, I just think it's breathed new life into it, and I think it looks really cool. I'm really happy with it, basically, and I think that's the thing. So yeah, I mean, if the print job gets paid for, then I will then do another one. So the chrome one went, and it took ages. It took like a couple of years because I only had 2 kits from the job, and there was a bit probably more resistance from purists because they're chrome. Than if I just done them on sticker paper. And I missed a trick with those because Meteor, of course, had chrome stickers originally.
Yeah.
And I didn't, because there was no opportunity to do an upgrade on Meteor. A lot of them, Razorback, Raven, Meteor, great examples. Nowhere really for me to flex the design muscles and create new. And there's no point in just doing a repro pack or just redrawing them for the sake of it. It's ridiculous. I mean, they're already covered. They're freely available and relatively cheap. It's just replacements. Plus, with something like Raven, those stickers are inside the toy, so they wouldn't be as worn perhaps as something that would be an external sticker. So I chose not to do a Meteor pack with the chrome pack. So there's the 2 chrome ones, and then after that it was Outlaw. And Outlaw was just an absolute labour of love for me because it's my favourite kit that I've done because it is so transformative and it offered so many opportunities, not just because of the space available in it. It came with unanswered questions like, where do they charge their masks? How do they get up to that platform?
Exactly.
All that sort of stuff. And it's a baddie base. So with things like Boulder Hill, you can put in a first aid kit. You can put in the cute little dog, Cleopatra, which I've included just as a fun thing. You've got a T-Bub self-destruct in the Boulder Hill kit. But with Outlaw, it's a baddie base. You can make it as ruthless and evil. So with Outlaw, you've got the mask charging rig, you've got poison tanks, I've got scorpion tanks, Cobra, which makes sense
because the missiles are poison pod missiles, right?
Yeah, so how do these little guys load these massive intercontinental ballistic missiles into that thing? So I've included sort of a loading arm, just fun stuff for fans who are familiar with the toy.
Yeah.
And you've also got a cocktail bar in there, mood lounge, you've got a dartboard with Matt's face or the Spectrum mask on the back. You've got cigars and ashtrays, that sort of thing. So I absolutely love doing the Outlaw kit. And I realised that there aren't, gun racks and stuff, lights, lots of lamps, little side guns. The front cab becomes like a garage for Iguana or Vampire.
Yes.
Either one of those would fit in there. And actually, the sticker has ramps up for either of the bike or the quad.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just so much fun. I absolutely love doing it. And I try and sell it cheap because I realise there aren't that many outlaws out there that people are going to want to potentially cover. But everyone that's bought one has written to me and said, I am amazed by this kit. It transforms the vehicles. There's dads doing it with their kids. And the quality of the artwork, I'm really proud of it. I think it looks really cool. It's in a little pack like this. Yeah. And you get 6. Well, actually, it's 7 if you include the external one with the big snake oil on. But yeah, you get 6 sheets of A5. And you, again, follow the instructions because some of them marry up with each other. They're designed. And the ones that were there already, like the base and what I call the operations platform, I've just redrawn as beautifully as I can. So the lines are sharper, the colours are brighter, but they're a real love letter to the originals because there is no doubt that the originals are excellent, but they're just a little dated. And obviously after 30 years, a lot of them are tatty and worn. And we've got guys producing awesome 3D printed add-ons and gadgets. I did see I've forgotten who did it.
Yeah, Wes did that one, this add-on for the gun turret. So the person can fit that. So Wes made one of those. Yeah. Yeah,
I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, ultimately, whilst there's been a little bit of resistance to some of them, they are only stickers. You can remove them. And if people don't want to embrace the innovation that's happening from the community. Mask will die.
I mean, just going back to your stickers, and it brings me to when I was speaking to Dick previously as well, where he was talking about finding a junk or finding an old toy. Is, let's say you find something and you're a bit, there might be that bunch of the community who are averse. There's a whole group that would love it, but those who don't, find yourself an old one, clean that toy up, take it apart, treasure it. And that whole process of taking it apart, fixing it up, makes it become yours. And then you beautify it with some amazing stickers, and you can choose which stickers you want to put on. Do you want to put the whole set on? Do you want to put part of the set on? And, just lets your creativity flow, and you become one with the toy. It becomes your own toy. And I think that is such a great experience. And as you said, kids doing it with their parents, or parents doing it with their kids, that is amazing. Your Boulder Hill and your Outlaw sets really do transform the toys. I mean, if your vision was to make Outlaw become Miles's base of operations, or Venom's playset, you've truly done that, because you've put in so much playability. Although the plastic's the same, it's just those little touches, those details. I've always wanted. I never had Outlaw as a kid. I've loved Outlaw. I always loved the toys I didn't have. I think a lot of us fall into that trap. But Outlaw itself, just the sheer size of it and its playability. But I always did wonder with my friends, so what? There's this ledge up here, but there's nothing up there. I mean, we'd put figures up there, let them fall off, have a battle and fall off. But now we actually have a purpose to be up there. So I really love that. That's just awesome.
It was more because there was always stickers like up there, but it was how they got up and down.
Yeah.
So I've added a ladder to get up and down, and I've also added a fireman's pole if they need to get down in a hurry. So, and there's some lights in there. There's extra computers and consoles in there. Yeah, I just sat down and literally turned on my design brain and just thought, what would I want to see from this toy? Assuming, what could be there. And with the stickers, I try to provide an interactive experience. Newer videos about the most recent lot that I've just released, where I actually talk about the stickers, because previously, as I said, I didn't watch the cartoon. I didn't really play with friends with M.A.S.K. It was really a personal thing when I was a kid, and that I kind of regressed into it. Yeah. And I think it's been a similar experience for me designing these toys, where I cherish Outlaw. That is my original Outlaw. And actually, I remember accidentally booting it when I was about 11, maybe 10, and I broke, the hinge. It breaks. Yeah. There's a little peg, and I've tried any number of ways to fix that. With a little piece of Fimo, with like layering, super glue. Yeah. Couldn't fix it. And in the end, I just found a piece of wire, and I heated it up with a lighter, and I just poked it through. And now you can't tell. But, I think there's something about a vehicle that's kind of been played with and survived literal battles that sort of adds a bit of heart and soul into it. And if you can find one of those, like that jackhammer, this jackhammer came from a Bring a Buy sale when I was about 12. It was secondhand then. Yeah. And, I was just like, well, let's, 25 years later or whatever, I'm like designing a sticker kit to dress it up. So it looked rough for 25 years. And then, it's breathed new life into it. And there are some, but particularly the Outlaw kit, I think, I'm really pleased with it. But yeah, I try to provide an interactive experience. You've got the instructions on the website take ages to do, but they're really important because it's all in my head. So I will stick them, and then I'll photograph, on the prototype, and then I'll photograph it, and I'll do, number. They're all numbered. All the stickers are numbered, so you can follow that process. So for your, £10 or £20 or whatever, I'm hoping people feel they get value for money. And overwhelmingly, those people that do buy them will write to me or send me a little message on eBay or on Facebook and say, wow, I really enjoyed that. Thanks so much. What about this? Or what about that? So the ones I'm just releasing, I mean, Rhino is a gamble, because Rhino is the only one. This is one of the ones I've just released. Yeah. Rhino is the only one you actually have to dismantle the toy. So, I don't anticipate selling a great many of them. I think I sold a couple. It's only been 5 days since I released it at the time of recording. So at the moment there are like 3 Rhinos in the universe that look like that one. So that's quite exclusive, actually. Yeah. And I'm really proud of the kit. I think it looks awesome. Like, go check out the video, check out the instructions on my website for the photographs. I think I'm really proud of it, but I don't anticipate selling many, because there aren't going to be that many people that have a dud Rhino that they're willing to pull apart. I mean, you won't damage it. You don't need to strip all the chrome pieces off or anything, but ideally you want to get inside it to be able to place them.
I mean, what's good with your videos as well is it's not just the sticker experience you did for Rhino as an example. You actually showed how to take it apart, and you showed even the rechroming.
Yeah, with the
it as
Rhino,
well.
yeah, because I wanted to do a rechroming, and I'd come across this paint, and I figured that I would just, I thought I'd have a go. I own an airbrush; it's right here.
Yep.
So I figured, I've had that for ages as well, and I thought, well, I'll give it a try. So I thought, because there's a lot of people at that time were talking about how do I rechrome, and the pens, which they don't give the real wet look, and you need to really wet the surface with an airbrush. So yeah, I've done it, and the video is a bit long. It's like 20 odd minutes, but it's sort of catalogues my attempt to rechrome the pieces, and then it leads straight into another video where I introduce the stickers, and I put them on in the best order in the video and on the instructions on my website to show people how to get the best results.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, hopefully, if you started off with a real junker, you've got a beautifully restored minty Rhino with some banging new stickers, which I worked really hard on, and I think they look really cool. So.
They do. They
look they are actually. Since we're talking about Rhino, I'll just show.
Yeah.
Them.
I was really fortunate you managed. I got to see a sneak peek of your stickers, the designs, and I want to just take a step back. And you spoke a little bit about the beauties there. And what's amazing is you fit so many things onto that piece of paper. Don't be fooled by the size of that paper. It is jam-packed, like every little nook and corner has got something inside there. So you really optimize the space. But you talked about your design process and saying you just kind of put yourself into your what would I want. So, but then how did you transcribe it? What do you use? Is it do you draw it on
I have
software? Do you draw it by hand, scan it in? What's your process?
Well, I'll get like a copy of the original stickers just for sort of scale, and then I'll get them at the right size, scan them, I guess, or whatever. Or you were kind enough to send me, for example, the Switchblade stickers, so I can color match them and stuff. And then I'll draw over the existing ones because obviously I need to recreate those.
Yeah.
And then I'll recreate those and as best I can. So say with the Outlaw Operations deck, I'll just literally do a redraw, but the lines are sharper, the colors are brighter, just to honor the original because they need to be honored. I love them.
Yeah.
And then I will just look at the toy, and I won't worry about the space or size on the sheets until much later. So I will take the toy and I will physically measure it with my trusty ruler. And in the Rhino's case, of course, I had to take it apart. In any of the others, I will just look at an empty spot on a toy and think, oh well, what could I fit there?
Yeah.
And then I'll draw outlines in a magenta. So I've got a graphics tablet, so I'll draw it all with a pen. I'm not sure what my pen is, but I'll pretend this is it. On the screen, and I'll end up with a number of squares or circles or rounded rectangles. And I'll think, right, this is what I could fit on this vehicle. And then I'll list and sketch in a sketchbook what I'd like to see from that. So in the Boulder Hill, I mean, clearly the agent selection screen was an obvious one. A map of the world appears in most of them. In Outlaw, there was a map of the world in Outlaw anyway, actually. And so I've just that's a real nice satellite image, which I've added on. Actually, is a real nice little bit of fan service. On the Outlaw map, which you're not going to be able to see because it's on the inside of just here.
Yep, we'll put a photo
added,
up.
And the Boulder Hill map, the locations are little red dots on that map. And the locations are the locations that appear in these books.
That's very cool.
So apart from one, and I apologise very much to the Kiwis because one of these is set in New Zealand and there's no New Zealand on the map because I didn't have room because of the shape. So... Yeah, it got little dots and it marks the positions. Cool. And I've got the same map, but much bigger in Boulder Hill, and it sort of indicates where venom activity has been detected according to the trusty book. So I'll draw them. I'll write a list of all the bits that I'd like to see in a vehicle, and then I'll draw them, and I will keep drawing until I've filled up most of the purple boxes that I've created as potential new stickers. And those purple boxes go on to become the cut files for the stickers.
Okay.
And then I'll draw a bleed. So I'm kind of designing the cut files for the stickers, which obviously are the shape on the toy. And then I'll draw what I'd like to see in them. And sometimes I draw more stuff and it won't fit because it won't fit on the toy, even though I'd like to sing it there. And sometimes I'll create purple boxes. Well, I'm not sure that's happened actually, where I've actually run out of ideas for a toy. It's always been the other way around, where I've had a really cool idea and there hasn't been physically anywhere to put it on the toy. And then then you squeeze it onto And actually, there's been times where I've had a really cool image and a really cool sticker, but nowhere to fit it on a sheet. So with the they're all A5 apart from the Boulder Hill now. The Outlaw, I learned the lesson that the Boulder Hill is so expensive to post that actually A5 is the maximum, because you're sending them all over the world and whatnot, and they need to be cheap for people. They don't want to murk people on posts. So with the Boulder Hill, like the tracker, I wanted to get the tube in somehow. I wanted to get the energy room in. There's a lot of stuff that I really wanted to get in, but I had to sacrifice something. Oh yeah, the Boulder Hill kit, right? So it's a 4-sheet thing. So I was super pleased with myself with Boulder Hill because I created 4 sheets, and I had drawn all the stickers, and it was a 4-sheet job, and I sent it off, and I, obviously forked out to get the print job done, and then it came back, and I was like, oh my god! And I had forgotten the garage door. I'd drawn it, but I'd forgotten to include it in the print job. So what an idiot. I had to basically get a reprint just to the garage door. and that's why the Boulder Hill isn't 4 sheets, it's 4 sheets and a garage door, because I've made a mistake. So that's just how it is. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh my, what a muppet. So yeah, I mean, it's been a huge learning curve because I hadn't made stickers. I've done a lot of design for print for customers because I'm a graphic designer, but I haven't personally done stickers. I haven't done stickers for a 35-year-old toy line. I don't think anyone has. I mean, it's probably a lunatic. So but yeah, so that's kind of the order really. I'll design it, then I'll squeeze what I can in, and then if there's room on the A5 sheet, I'll be like, what else can I get on there? So with Rhino, I managed to get a row of little lights, extra lights in here. I managed to get like 2 little vents in at the top that I wanted to add in. I'm super pleased really with how they all come out. But yeah, and then I'll send them off to a printer. And initially, I had a long conversation with the printer about the material, because he came back and said, "Oh, we've got this," and it wasn't the material. It was sticker paper, but it wasn't. It was kind of a matte. It wasn't gloss, and they have to be
that
shiny.
like
and
gloss.
I worked quite hard to source material that is as close to identical as the original sticker paper as it can possibly be. So yeah, I'm I stand by them as a body of work. I'm super chuffed, and every time, it's a bit weird. It's a bit like, I mean, it is a unique piece of mask art. I did the Outlaw kit, which also comes with a little upgrade kit from Manta, which includes like a little booster for the back of the ejector seat, just a couple of little details. So it's not a kit that Manta doesn't really offer opportunities for loads. So I just thought, well, I'll redo the stickers that are there and add a little booster for the ejector seat and stuff like that. And then if you buy an Outlaw kit and you've got a Manta, you can stick the new ones on if you want to. But it wasn't, enough to be a kit on its own. Same with Volcano. It's just some little extra lights and stuff for it. But yeah, with this most recent batch, I took the decision in, when was it, September, October, to do some more. And I said to my missus tentatively, I think I'm going to do some more mask stickers, because they tick along, but they take an inordinate amount of time to do, because the art is the thing that I'm about. I'm an artist. That's what I really wanted to do. And how all of these kind of started is I wanted just to create something for myself. And I've subsequently made the decision to get, because of the cost of print, a bunch made, normally less than 50 or 100 of each one at a time, and offer them to see if anyone in the community would like to buy one. So yeah, it's the art. But then I kind of made that decision then to manufacture a product and sell it single-handedly, which came with it then the videos, the instructions, the web pages, and all that other, the eBay listings, the actual standing in the queue in the post office, wearing a mask with my glasses steamed up, like filling in customs declarations to send it off to God knows where. But it's so fun. I mean, I love it, and I'm very grateful to everyone that's bought or considering to buy a kit. And this most recent batch, I've actually done 6 kits. I did a new
let's have a look at them. So it's a new version of your Billboard Blast
Nevada Sentinel. So this is a new piece. I've still got Boulder Hill on the back. I painted this one red. I actually think that for anyone buying this, I would actually do this yellow. I think actually with this particular kit, the yellow would look better than the red I painted it. But yeah, that's a new piece of art. So I thought I'll do a new, because I'd run out of the classic car show ones. So I've got new one of. I'm not sure where it is. Oh, it's up there.
Yeah,
it's up there on Old Hill. Yeah. So I thought I'd do a new one of those. I'll do Rhino because I fancy doing Rhino just for a fun challenge, because I thought there were opportunities inside it for a bit of extra fun stuff and gadgets. I've done, what else have I done? Gator we've got. So the new Gator kit. And actually, having seen this now, I'm super pleased with how this looks now, because it's got, I just think the spoiler really sets it off. And actually, I really feel like it should have had that.
It's a big missed opportunity originally.
It's really successful, because I have favourite kits, like the Outlaw, but I actually have a favourite sticker on every kit as well. And with Gator, I think it's probably just the rear spoiler, because I think it really sets it off. And this is just been released, and actually, if you look underneath here, there's like a little pizza box. Because Daddy was delivering pizza when he got summoned, and in here, actually, this is a real favourite of mine as well. You can see that in there you've got guts to the Jeep now, so you've got brake pipes or suspension elements or whatever they were, just to add a bit of meat, because this is such an empty frame, and I've added. At the back, you've got like what I like to think is an electromagnetic winch for retrieving the hydroplane. So that's one of the things I like to do with the sticker kits, is to try and explain some of the more bizarre transformations. Because for 35 years, everyone said, how does this get back in? And the answer is by a winch that's fired out through here, attached it to that, and then pulls it back. Or it could be anti-gravity ray, similar to lifter, something like that. But that's what I've chosen to put in.
And you've done a similar thing with the winch to your Piranha set.
Yeah, but with Piranha, my favourite sticker is the headlights. Because a collector can see straight away that's an addition. And also you've got little control panels in the sub now. And the rear light for the bike. I like. It's just a little red sticker, but it makes a huge difference. But yeah, inside there you've got a similar system for retrieving. It's just a sticker. It's just a sticker, you know. But
it gives some credence to the imagination, and
totally. You know, it just adds a bit more substance. It adds something that maybe arguably should have been there in the first place. And that's kind of how I feel about a lot of the stickers that I've made. It's just adding fun to them. Then, what else have I done?
So Kondo, you're showing already.
Two Switchblade. Oh, Switchblade, of course, yeah. So this Switchblade looks pretty. This was actually, I recommend going and watching the video I made about this, because this was pretty much a junker. And now look at it. It looks absolutely mint. And my favourite sticker, you'd think it would be the booster, wouldn't you? That everybody's been asking for years. It's not. It's these on the tail. This is a new one. And it's on both sides, of course. An original Switchblade never had it. And it looks cool in both modes. It looks cool up or down. I'm super pleased with that. It was just like, I just noticed it. I never was even sure whether it was just mine that didn't have that sticker, but I don't think, and also they just didn't fit very well, the originals.
The designs, they didn't, so they'd always have to be kind of bent. You needed to there'll always be something unusual with the way it was applied, because you couldn't fit it on the original stickers. They didn't fit properly.
Well, it was bad measure. They were just cut badly. That's
they were cut badly.
So. And underneath, you've got a few fun ones as well. You've got like a gravity weapon that uses to destroy firecracker, and you've got a winch and a rope ladder.
So there's a whole. David Gilnitz made one of his fun facts on the anti-gravity weapon, which you put on. So it's on our MASKFORCE page under the cartoon section.
There's two more unreleased ones that I haven't actually told anyone about, and by the time this video goes out, I will try and time the release and the videos I've made about them.
They should be out.
They should just about be out. So firecracker is the first one. So with the new one, first of all, you've got new interior doors. You've got a bit of detail for the trailer bed. You've got some, I'm not sure you're going to be able to see them very well, but there, you've got some fireworks for Scott's birthday party, and you've got a 6-pack of beers in the back. There's some tools, and then you've got optional, in the kit, optional hypno headlights. So you can choose when you buy the sticker kit whether you'd like to add hypno headlights to these ones. You've also got some under here, just some subtle chassis detail. You can see that quite nicely.
We can see that. So like the
hydraulic strut.
Hydraulics,
Yeah, that's on both sides. And on this side, you've got some little mechanicals, which are supposed to be the freeze ray system
Yep.
to power these rear guns.
Yep, the rear freeze rays.
I've got this orange one just to bring the two halves together.
Yep.
Nicely. And on the other side is similar. You've got an exhaust pipe there. So that's the firecracker. Oh, and inside, yeah, you've got heaps of. There's like 3 new dashboards.
On the panel dashboards. Yep.
Yeah, one for behind Hondo, and also on the bike. There's like a bunch of new stickers for the bike. On the back, you've got rear lights for the truck and a reg plate, and you've got a front light for the bike.
Yep.
And a rear light for the bike, and a control panel for the bike, and Hondo stickers in the Honda text.
Yeah, so that's I love all the little Easter eggs that you've put around, and I think it'll be quite cool for people to just getting these sticker sheets and trying to find all these Easter eggs itself is a nice experience.
Yeah, well, that's why I really encourage people to look at the instructions on my website, because that's where all of it explained. I do talk about them briefly in the videos, but I want to keep the videos nice and short. So I say, here's the toy, here's the sheet, and then it cuts, and I've done it. But it's just there for promotional. But the website pages is where I sort of talk about in more detail about the decisions I made and why. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm super happy with the Hypno headlights. I think that's really cool.
I think that's awesome.
If you don't like them, you can take them off and put the regular ones on. It's up to you, or you can swap and shop.
Yeah,
so that's really pleased with that. So
nice.
They will be released imminently, and the last one, and it probably will be the last one, because as we've said, there isn't much more scope in Mask for me to do many more of these. As my current favorite.
You can let the community kind of come back and tell us if there's anything else, any other vehicles they think there's space on, or they really would like you to have a go on. I think that'll be quite cool.
Yeah, I'm always
comment
up for
below.
ideas.
Let us know. Let us know if you've got any suggestions for Phil.
I mean, one thing I thought would be cool is, and it's probably one for the 3D printer guys actually, is a new back end of Volcano with hinged doors and a bottom, because there's space there. And I kind of with Volcano, I love the toy, but I think they could have gotten rid of the fact that it trundles along by itself and the whole battery operated gimmick, and actually made the van a bit more solid. So if I had a 3D printer, that's what I'd be designing. It'd be a new replacement blue back bit for Volcano with hinged doors, and somewhere inside to store masks, or something, or one of the adventure packs somewhere to put Snow Patrol or something like that. That would be really cool, I think. So the last one, and this is an exclusive reveal. It's Slingshot, and I love this toy. I think it's so cool. And on the outside, you see I haven't defiled it. It's got new lights and new reg plates. And on the back, it's got some bumper stickers. Which are cool. And on the inside, ready?
Click.
Do it that way.
Boom.
It's a button. So
wonderful. That's a lot.
Slingshot kit.
Is
like, it's kind of my pièce de résistance really now. I think that I'm super happy with how this looks, and it really answers questions. First and foremost, it's got the inside of the windows. Which, it always bugged me, and I talk about this in the video, which I'll be uploading imminently as well now, because, I'm showing you this. It always bugged me that these weren't smoked or frosted glass, but I guess that they were working to a budget. Again, they decided to go for the mechanical element where it spins around, which is cool. And there is something cool about the way this vehicle glides along a table. I love it. I absolutely love this toy. And so, they decided just to paint those black. So I've just provided stickers for the inside. For those windows, and that alone makes a difference. But I'll show you the sheets for the Slingshot kit. I'm sure I have,
because you've got some really amazing. I remember seeing when you previewed with me the your 3D maps and things, and it's just amazing.
So this is the kit that you'll get for Slingshot. So if I just look at this one very quickly, you've got the windows. Which obviously take up a fair bit of space. You've got hydraulic struts, the lights, interior door cards, because they are doors, guys. He needs to get in and out of the vehicle.
Correct. He doesn't open up the whole thing to jump in.
And you've got new wings for the aircraft, of course. And there's actually 2 sets of wings, because and I've actually applied the new ones to my aircraft. You've got, try and show you, because the thing wouldn't fly. It's a bit flimsy, isn't it? So I've added vertical. Well, they're kind of, it would work like an Osprey, you know, like they've got like 3 pivoting, vertical takeoff and landing facility for the jet, and there's intakes there, jet intakes on the top, and jet exhausts underneath. I realise there are purists that say, "Oh, a Slingshot doesn't have engines in its wings." So I was like, "Well, okay. In that case, there's regular wings too, so you can you can choose. You know, there's no pleasing some people. So I just include. I mean, it doesn't take up a huge amount of extra space in the kit. It's going to be a full A5 anyway. So I've included a little fun stuff for Slingshot. You've got a little hob and a little sink because it's an RV, guys. You know, it's a long range surveillance vehicle as well. And if 8 is out in the middle of nowhere, you know, sitting around with bunnies or whatever he's doing, listening into Venom transmissions, then he needs to be able to cook himself something to eat. I nearly included a fridge, and actually I put this in my video too, but you know, people say, why don't you just put a fridge on the white bit? Well, it's because all the food would fall out when you close it up. So, you know, you've got to be sensible. So I did include some bits at the back here. They're behind netting, so it wouldn't matter. They'd remain in position when it's open and closed. You've got a flask, a torch, power sockets from international destinations, and a flare gun. And then on the other sheet, you've got your headlights and your control panels for all of the you know, the various control panels throughout the vehicle, and you've got full redraws of these two. And I did look very carefully at the you know, the original and try and honor them as best I could with just a nice pin shot redraw of those, and then some extra details to go on the sort of maroon or chassis part. And then you've got a refreshing beverage, and there's loads of other little Easter eggs on there too, guys. I mean, the inner windows for the driver and passenger doors, they become these sort of 3D topographical survey maps, similar to the ones that they're looking at in like Prometheus or whatever. You know, so super excited. Those will be on sale by the time you see this video. I wanted to give Rob an exclusive on the last kit of this most recent batch. So there it is, Slingshot. I think it's cool. I hope you do too.
I absolutely love it. And I do love Slingshot as well. And I've got a couple of Slingshot that I would love to put those sticker sheets on. And I would love them for myself, but I think they just add so much playability as well, because I really believe in letting our next generation have fun with our toys as well. And applying stickers.
My little girl's just a little bit young.
She's a little young, but when she's older, you know, so like I've got 3. One's a little too old, but the other 2 are still playing with toys. I mean, I shouldn't say too old. I'm a lot older than him, and I still play with toys, but different thing. But that whole experience of putting on the stickers for your kids kind of makes them feel like the toy is theirs as well. You know, it gives them that ownership, that fun. It's like with Lego. I had a chat with Ivan. It's part of the fun of when Lego did their studies, and which is why they try to stay to sticker sheets and do less printed bricks, because kids enjoy putting stickers onto items. And you know what, you want to give your kids a mask toy, which I encourage everyone to do. Give them a fresh set of sticker sheets and let them have the fun putting it on. They can choose. They don't need to put it on straight. They can put it angled wherever. They can choose to even put it in slightly different places, but it becomes theirs. And you've added that extra.
And funny enough, you know, I was never allowed to place the stickers as a kid. My dad did it. And that's why all of my mask toys that have original stickers, which obviously is a dwindling number now, they're all done perfectly within reason, apart from some of the, I have to say in Slingshot particularly, they're difficult to get to. They're where Ace is sitting in here, this gunnery seat, there are some really tricky, you know, I always say use tweezers. If you're going to buy one of my kits, get yourself a set of tweezers, knit your wife's tweezers, because you need them. You can't put them all on.
You physically get your fingers inside.
For adults, but at the same time, you know, they're stickers. So but maybe that's why I've become a bit of a sticker obsessive, is because when I remember distinctly opening Goliath, which was a gift for my 10th Christmas when I was 10. So that would have been Christmas 1990, I think, or something, maybe 89, something like that. But it got taken off me immediately. Firstly, for my dad to put the stickers on, but in fact he wanted to see what it was that had been bought with his money and that was going to entertain his kids, so he took it off and played with it, frankly, and put the stickers on. It was only returned to me later with with the stickers.
I can say I'm a little guilty like that myself with my kids when they were younger. I would go help them with the stickers. Help them because I actually enjoy putting stickers on.
I think if you kind of get it wrong, then you're kind of stuck with it forever. I mean, now in a world where repro stickers or better than new stickers like mine are available, it doesn't matter as much. But back in the day, you were only they were the stickers that you came with.
That's it.
And they were kind of precious, which may be why a lot of people are still quite precious about them. I mean, obviously they're fully available now, is both repro and these new custom ones.
There's a lot of stickers which are put on actually wrong on secondhand, on Mask toys that I have bought. Especially Slingshot has got an enormous amount of stickers put wrong for the headlights, for the blinker lights, for all the things. They're all put in the wrong place. Because I think they only gave it for one part, right? So
follow the instructions, guys. The instructions from my website. But if you want to give, and actually I have to say I really enjoyed doing this one, also because it was quite easy to do the instructions for it, because it's just got the two wings, the chassis and the plane. So I didn't have to take loads of photos to do the instructions, but actually cleaning it up, which didn't take long either, because mine was in okay shape. Peeling the stickers off, bit of lighter fuel to rub off that gum, guys, and then slowly seeing it brought back to life it's a magical experience. And I know I kind of get a bit extra because I designed the things, and it's been the culmination of a body of work where I'm finally seeing what I've envisioned for weeks on the toy. But for anybody, the injection of color, the smoothness, the gloss, all of those things, really breathing life into an old favorite is what my stickers are about. And that's the message I want to get across. Like, it's not heresy to pick up a toy you've ignored for ages and spend £5-10 on it and just clean it up, spend a couple of hours. You will get a new appreciation for it, I promise.
Definitely. I think it's something I definitely would encourage anyone who's a true collector to experience, because as you said, there's the purists, but even the purists should give it a go, because it not only breathes new life, but it gives you new appreciation to the toy. And as you said, your prices aren't high. It is £5 to £10 on average for the most of the sets, except for Boulder Hill and Outlaw, which
Boulder Hill, Outlaw was about just more than 20 quid, and Boulder Hill's just between 20 and 30.
But the rest are generally
all the
5
rest
to
are
10.
less than 15 quid. And Slingshot's going to be they're all going to be less than 15 quid. And you can buy a batch, get with your friends to save postage, talk to me directly, save eBay fees, all of that. I'm here, I'm open. There's not many of the kits. There's less than 100 of all of them, so they're pretty exclusive. So why not spend a bit of time breathing life into an old favorite.
Are you planning to keep them as a limited release, or if, let's say, one of them takes off a lot more than another, would you reprint?
Probably. I mean, with the only time that's happened is the Boulder Hills. Because I got 100 in the first instance, version 1 Boulder Hills, and I destroyed more than half of them, cutting them out because they're not perfect, so they go in the bin. So there are less than 40 version 1 Boulder Hill upgrade kits in the world. But then I did do a reprint, but then because I had such trouble cutting them out, I adjusted the artwork slightly to make them easier to cut out. Actually, I didn't really change any of the stickers, but I did mark the sheets version 2. And I've still got those. Everything else, I'm still on the first print. I can say definitely that I will not get a reprint of the Chrome ones because they were fabulously expensive, and it took me at least probably getting on a year or two to probably more than a year to even consider making the money back.
So if anyone wants them, awesome, they need to get them fast.
But there are 100 of them in the world, and there only ever will be. Because I'm not, a team or a business. This is a hobby project, so I will continue to release them. And I don't anticipate running out of Outlaw kits because I printed 100, and I don't think there may be 100 people with Outlaws in the world that want the experience. They've done okay. I paid for the print job, which is kind of, I consider it a success. And overwhelmingly, the people that write to me and say how much they love it, that is worth it. So, the time I spend doing the artwork, that is my hobby. So I never expect to be paid for that. And, I'd have to be making a fortune because because the time is extortionate. How much time I spent on
you couldn't pay for that. It won't ever pay if you were to charge the hours of work that went into it.
No. And that's why no one's done this for 35 years. No, it'd be crazy. crazy. So yeah, I mean, I just think, I do put a financial investment, into getting them printed on the proper commercial sticker paper.
Yeah.
And it would be nice for me to make that money back. And every kit that I've done has achieved that.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided to make this new batch, and I did all at once. So it's 2 A3 sheets. I did Rhino, Condor, Gator, Firecracker, Slingshot, and Piranha, and this new Billboard Blast. Oh, and also the reprint of this one, because I'd run out of these.
Yep.
So I have actually got a reprint of these little guys, and this is now cut out, because the early ones, they weren't pre-cut. And if you're an adult and you're lucky enough to be born with wrists, cutting out big squares, it's not that difficult. But I guess some people aren't as arty as me, and I got a few whinges, and it was just like, I'm just saying the listing, they're not cut, but based on that feedback, these ones are now cut. This new one,
good.
This one is now cut. So the only ones that aren't is this, which still ticks by. People like the snake oil one, and I'd have to put the price up if I cut them out anyway. So I don't. It's just literally, I think it's 8 rectangular stickers, which are black. So, and if you paint your Billboard Blast black anyway, it doesn't really matter if you edge it a little bit, if it's your own collection.
You can always use a little bit of marker on the side as well if you've got a bit of the white showing through.
Yeah, it's a new M.A.S.K toy for the cost of a tin of black spray paint and £5 on the internet. So that it was only ever meant to be fun. It was never a money making exercise or anything like that. All I wanted to do was just sit down and draw what I wanted to see in Outlaw, or what I wanted to see in Rhino. And I'm immensely proud of all of them, and I'm really looking forward to the community response from the Slingshot kit, particularly. Also the Firecracker kit, because it's nice and subtle, but there are loads of nice little details on it that I try and include.
No, I'm looking forward to getting my sets and putting them up as well, and I think it's amazing, and it's really been wonderful to actually get to know you through M.A.S.K and get to know you with all these amazing creations. And I also want everyone to know that the amazing eye candy that you have around the screens on these Zoom interviews and on our M.A.S.K YouTube channel are all due to Philip's amazing work. So huge shout out to him. He's really amazing artist.
Thank you very much. It's nice that your community are getting to see some fresh.
As I shared with you, I've had some fans comment to me that they don't even notice sometimes what's inside the video because they're just so drawn to the eye candy around the screen, which I think is I think that's amazing. I'm so happy to hear that. Is there anything else you want to add or share?
Play with your toys. I know we don't play with them like we're 10 anymore, but I enjoyed setting this Outlaw up, just transforming it, and then grabbing some of these guys from various places from their own vehicles and just arranging them around it, and enjoy that engineering that's there and the iconography. I mean, you're not going to get a toy these days with Goodyear tires. I'm just super happy that people are enjoying them. Super happy to be doing some work that people are seeing, and I'm very touched and honoured when anybody chooses to spend even a few quid of their hard-earned cash buying something from me, and having that experience, like rediscovering a toy and putting them on, and congratulations to you as well on your website. I think it's great. Thanks to you, I think that I am talking about it, because as I said, when I was a kid, I retreated into M.A.S.K very much. I had friends that I played with and stuff, but M.A.S.K was very much my own thing. Even into adulthood, I don't really know anyone in the real world that likes M.A.S.K. I have my friends that come around and will gawp at the collection, but none of them were really fans as a kid. And it's through the internet community that I've actually been able to, join groups. And initially it was just to promote them, because I'd never felt the need to really talk about my work. I just wanted to sort of produce a product that I hope people would like and then put it out. Yeah. And I guess it's through yourself and the Facebook community, which obviously I'm quite into now, that, you can actually make that connection with people that are into the same thing as you.
Exactly.
And if people want to hear me talk about my work, then, I'm delighted and I'm happy to talk about it. But up until sort of this point, I've just been quite happy hunched over a drawing board, So it's making that leap from, just an artist putting out stuff to actually someone that's sort of involved in the community. And I'd like to thank you for that, for reaching out to me and asking me to talk about my work. And I hope your viewers enjoy the conversation, enjoy the stickers, and then we'll go over to my own channel and check out.
So that's the important thing. I mean, we want anyone who's watching this and any fans not to only get in touch with Phil, but support him, you know. And by supporting him, you're supporting yourself, because he's creating something out of love for our community. So, you know, and together we get stronger. And it's not so much supporting Phil, it's you're supporting him to keep these products going, keep them on the shelves, keep them for the rest of us to buy. And we can get it by just going down to his website, which we'll link below, into Straight Jacket Productions, and you'll have all the various links where you can buy them, how you can buy them. You can watch the videos, you can look at the sticker applications, you can look at better photos of the stickers before you want to make up your mind. And if you have any questions, you can get in touch with me, or you can get in touch with Philip directly as well. I mean, there's so much more stuff to come. I'm sure we're going to see more, but what you've done so far is just mind-boggling. The amount of hours, it's just amazing. I really love these stickers. And what someone mentioned to you about, you were saying your boss with framing them up, I have some of your V1 versions of like your billboard blast one, and I don't think I'll be putting that on a vehicle. I will be putting that in a frame, because I do think it is a work of art.
I should have signed it.
Yeah.
If you get new ones, I'll sign them for you. I mean, the actual artwork itself, the new ones, is signed. I have included a little signature on each of the new sheets. But yeah, maybe I should start signing the backs.
Yeah, sign the backs. I'm sure, you know, it's kind of, it's a work of art. So, you know, why not? I think we definitely should go that way. And before I go, I just want to say Phil has also been really kind and to donate a couple of sheets for our viewers. And which sheets were you planning on doing that?
Yeah, well, we thought we'd have a competition, didn't we?
Yes.
So this is what you can win. And Rob will organise a competition.
Yep, we'll put the details down below, and we'll put that on the Facebook posts as well.
So what we're going to give away for Rob's competition is one of the new Piranha kits. These are brand new.
Yep.
Guys.
Hot off
the press.
The
control panels, the lights, little stickers. A new Gator kit. These are brand new. They've only been out again like days. Like a couple of days.
Yep.
Thunderhawk kit.
Yep.
And a Condor kit.
So you've got four of the more classic version one
series. People are most likely to have at home.
Exactly.
The cheaper ones.
Yep. And
so yeah, that's going to be a prize.
A couple of iconic vehicles. So you just got to comment, like, subscribe, and we'll put some other little contests on board as well. And we'll be giving this away probably at the end. We'll put the dates down below, but I'm thinking on the 1st of, what are we? We're January now. So we'll do it on the 1st of March. We'll give these away. We'll give people some time to get on board, and we'll run some comps along the way. And yeah, I've got actually nothing else to say. I'm still flabbergasted at the amazing stuff you have, and I really can't wait to see the actual sheets when these new batches, when you're able to send them over and put them up on my toys. And I'm going to give a set to my kids to put onto their ones as well. So, and I'll put some videos up of them putting the stickers on, because I think that'll be quite fun as well to see them doing that. And you can see the joy that comes out of it, where daddy doesn't have to take over the sticker sheets and do it for them. Well, it's been lovely chatting to you, Phil. Thank you so much for joining
us today.
Always
a pleasure, mate.
Yeah,
great to talk to you, and thanks so much. Absolute legend.
Take care, buddy. See you. Thank you.
All the best, buddy. Bye.